From Gumball calling himself the B word,
Gumball Watterson might be a lot of things, but he is not a cheap, corruptible bimbo!
to showing kids how to have fun with electroshock therapy, it's not hard to guess why some of these scenes were deleted. That's why today, I'm gonna be scouring every juicy deleted scene from the amazing world of Gumball. From the ones that'd creep you out, to the ones that you definitely wouldn't want your kids seeing till they're well into their 50s. Starting with the episode, The Uncle. And in case you're wondering, no, it's not Gumball or Darwin's uncle, it's this guy's uncle. That floating dark pixelated bundle of joy is Ocho. And if you didn't already get the message, he's not exactly the kind of student to be trifled with. Although, hopelessly positive guys like Gumball would love to think differently. Somehow, this feels even more terrifying. Anyway, Gumball was willing to overlook Ocho's dark disposition and become best friends with him. Why? Just so he could meet Ocho's uncle, who sounded eerily similar to Mario from Mario Brothers. However, being Ocho's best friend meant being a part of his delinquent life, like having his back in school fights.
I'm gonna punch you so hard you're gonna beg for your baby teeth back!
It'll make the big bang seem like the little pop!
Get them!
Seems like Ocho's got some moves. Gumball, on the other hand...
Okay, don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt you. And take a fall, and we're good, all right?
You're right. It looks better if you put up more of a fight.
Yeah, that's what I figured would happen. But get this. In some places, the scene where the rotten cupcake guy kicks Gumball in the nuts was removed. Like in Bulgaria, for example.
На раня, само ще замахна, ти ще кажеш ще паднеш и сме добре, нали?
Good thing that scene was cut. You know, research shows that 8 in 10 men share the exact same pain when they see someone else get kicked in the nads. Still, despite that underhanded attack to Gumball's, well, balls, he still showed that rotten cupcake who's boss. Accidentally. Huh, lucky break. Gumball may not be a fighter, but there's one thing I know he is for sure. A soap dodger.
Showering with other people's disgusting.
More disgusting than soap dodging?
It's preserving my dignity.
Why don't you just wet your hair and say you had a shower? I prefer to call it creative truth.
Creative truth? You know, that's actually one way to describe it. It also was a clear indication that that little ball of clay, Clayton, was gonna be a bad influence for the Watterson boys. This he proved by trashing the locker room and then concocting the most fantastical tale you've ever heard.
What my friend was about to say is...
We caught a guy trying to steal from the locker.
I was like, drop the wallet, punk! And it was like, bang! So I threw him across the room and the locker went smash!
The boys Gumball and Darwin came out of the shower.
He jumped out the window and ran off.
Uh-huh. That has to be the lamest story I've heard a kid tell. It's even more unbelievable than the timeless classic, my dog ate my homework. No way in hell would anyone believe that pile of caca.
I commend you for your bravery and your personal hygiene.
Well, I stand corrected. Naturally, this spurred Clayton to make up even more atrocious lies. Okay, the part about saving Gumball from choking to death looks a bit believable, but the dinosaur part? No way. Come on, he really expected us to believe he knocked out a freaking T-Rex with a kung fu punch? Yeah, and I'm Batman. Anyway, Gumball and Darwin were worried about catching the lying syndrome Clayton had, and rightfully so. To stop that, they had to unfriend him, literally. And that's where the deleted scene from this episode comes into play. You see, rather than just unfriending him, in the original cut, the Watterson boys tried to cure Clayton with a, unconventional method.
Electric shock collars?
Yeah, every time we lie, we press this button.
Okay. Clayton, what did you do today?
I fought a tiger and then I got a medal.
Yeah, I see why they cut this one. The last thing they want to tell the world is that shock therapy is okay for kids. Because it's absolutely not, no matter how fun it may seem.
Darwin, same question.
I woke up, I ate breakfast. Cereal! I had cereal! And there was a wizard in the box and he taught me how to...
Scratch that. It does not look fun at all. Besides, it wasn't good enough to change Clayton from his lying ways.
Clayton, your question. Do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah, but she lives abroad.
Not impressive yet. His one isn't even turned on. This friendship is over.
I know some people who can make life very difficult for you. My girlfriend's brothers are in the FBI.
Good lord. Imagine lying your way through shock therapy meant to stop you from lying. Either way, Clayton was kicked out of the friend group, be it in the deleted scene or the final cut that aired. Now, I've got a question for you guys. Have you ever had a lot of work to do and then just kept lazing about, saying things like, I'll just do it later. And when it's later o'clock, you're just like, I'll just do it tomorrow. If that sounds like you, then I have bad news. You might have a serious case of procrastinatitis. That's inflammation of the procrastination part of your body. Simply put, you're a procrastinator. But don't despair. There are people out there far worse than you. Take Gumball, for instance.
It's ridiculous.
Gumball, you're such a procrastinator. Even then it was, I'll do it tomorrow. You were 4 years old before you finished your first sentence.
Damn. Here I thought my case was bad. Anyway, the episode The Procrastinator started with Nicole pointing out just how much of a lazy bum Gumball and Darwin were. And just to prove her point, she gave the boys a simple task. Take the trash out. Easy as pie, right? Well, you'd think so. Somehow, the boys managed to do literally anything but take out the trash. From deceptive food fights...
Food fight! General Spork talking, you have permission to move in. They're popping! I repeat, they are popping! You have 10 seconds before sausage airstrike. That's 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Abort! 4. I said abort! 2. 1.
2 dance battles that break the law of physics.
What are you doing? I'm practicing my moonwalk. Watch and learn. Dude, you're breaking the rules of the game! And the laws of physics. Well, in space, no one can breathe without a helmet.
Then there was that confusing game of Jenga they played with their moms find China.
I'm not sure this is a good idea. Cough up.
They even had the time to partake in a portrait sketch competition.
Okay, finished. Go on, show yours. 3, 2, 1. Dude, why would you add a scary clown through a window instead of a beautiful...
Now, this is where we have the deleted scene from this episode. You see, it was one thing having a scary-ass clown staring at the kids through the window, but it was worse doing this.
I've got a telegram for Gumball and Darwin. Nobody's a nobody, weird like you and me.
Yeah, something about that clown and his spooky singing must have set off TV network's creep alarms. As such, the clown's creepy factor had to be dialed down to this.
I've got a telegram for Gumball and Darwin. Take out the trash, it could be done in a flash. Could avoid your mom's wrath. Signed, Nicole Watterson.
The clown still remains spooky, but I can see why they'd cut the creepy song and replace it with passable rhyming rap. Less chances of giving the poor kids all over the world nightmares. Next on the list of things of episodes harboring a deleted scene is the one titled The Saint. Want to know who the saint is in question? Here's a hint. He's teal-colored and floats all day.
Help! Oh no, CPR! I do. Come on! What about you? Come on. There are more important things than me.
Wow. Just wow. To the normal eye, untrained in cartoon logic, it might seem like Alan was just giving someone CPR, but in reality, it was more than that. Dude basically traded all the oxygen in him to save a life. If that doesn't scream saint, I don't know what else does. Alas, there would always be haters lurking around. Haters like Gumball, who's also benefited from Alan's kindness. Haters that would stop at nothing to drag saints like Alan down to their level.
Why on earth would you want to do that?
People deserve to know! And because I got nothing else to do today.
Haters be hating for no reason, am I right? Anywho, his plans to make Alan give in to the dark side were way crueler than any Sith Lord could come up with. First, he wrote a very offensive post online against 2D characters using Alan's account.
So, did you help him?
Everyone was okay.
I just assassinated your social life.
Thank you.
When that didn't work, Gumball took away the one thing Alan cared about the most.
Yes, I'm afraid Alan's been cheating on you. And I mean everyone and everything.
What do you gotta say? say for yourself. Come on, I can take it. Where does this leave us? What am I supposed to think?
Nothing messes up a relationship better than fake incriminating photos of a cheating boyfriend. And the toilet hookup, icing on the beautiful cake of deceit. And if you look closely, you'd notice a picture of fake Alan kissing Leslie the sunflower. However, that picture only comes up in a single frame, meaning it was originally cut out, but someone forgot to double check those frames. Yet, even though the damning pictures ruined Alan's relationship, the guy refused to break. So my boy Gumball had to step up his game big time.
So, what's the surprise?
I sold your parents.
What?
Now, who wants to see balloon tricks?
No, please! I have a son! Dexter, make it stop!
Good lord! In all my years of cartoon studies, this has to be one of the most messed up, diabolical things a kid has ever done. Heck, I'm surprised this wasn't the deleted scene. And what's worse is Alan's reaction to seeing his parents twisted around like pretzels.
Look at the happiness they're bringing to those children. It's beautiful.
Dude, how can you be smiling at this?
It's not that bad.
I give up, man. The dude is really way too positive about everything. And get a load of this. He believes if he says yes to life, then life would say yes to him too. What a load of crazy sauce, am I right?
Wanna buy this popsicle I just planted on the sidewalk?
You wanna swap your popsicle for my balloons? Yeah!
The kind young guy who was the only one to help me out. With interest, that comes to $20 million.
Do you still love me, Alan? I have some of these meatballs I prepared for you.
Holy cow. I gotta start saying yes to life. Maybe tomorrow. Next on the list is the episode called The Storm. Boy, is that a tense one. It all started with the kids at Gumball's school being sick and jealous of Carmen and Alan's relationship. And honestly, you'd be too if you saw the kind of mushy stuff they were doing.
You're the chocolate chips in my cookie. You're the syrup in my pancakes.
Disgusting!
Oh, come on.
Dude, there's nothing cute about that.
Ugh. I don't know what I find grosser. The digestive system of a living balloon, or the weird relationship between one and what's meant to be its literal worst enemy, a cactus. Either way, I'm glad I'm not the only one who found the whole thing unnerving.
You're so perfect, it makes me want to rain on your parade and rot. It kinda makes us wish for your downfall.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Coming in strong there, jeez. I might be as jelly of a cute relationship as a guy next door, but I wouldn't go as far as wish for their downfall, especially in Carmen and Alan's case. That ship is already bound to sink the moment they do so much as hug. Alas, what Gumball and friends said was pretty much enough to drive the two apart. You see, Carmen agreed with her classmates that her relationship with Alan was actually perfect. So perfect that it was starting to get quite boring. As such, what the relationship needed was a good spice, and the best spice there is jealousy. However, getting Alan to be jealous was no easy feat. Hand-holding with Gumball didn't seem to do anything. So, Carmen suggested something deviously drastic.
Kiss me.
Gumball Waters is not a cheap, corruptible coward!
Huh. That's funny. Not only did Gumball end up smooching her from an angle, I could have sworn his original outburst went something like this.
Gumball Waters is not a cheap, corruptible bimbo!
Ah, so that's why the original scene was deleted. I suppose referring to a kid as a bimbo is something society would frown at. But I gotta admit, Carmen was really using him like one though, just saying. Anyway, when that plan didn't work, Gumball figured he'd help Alan to make Carmen jealous instead. Except this time, he wasn't gonna be the one playing the role of bimbo.
Attention, organic classmates, a gas-filled bag defined as Alan. It is
I'm so happy. They both float. Actually, that's about it. She's still better for him than Carmen, though.
Now, this plan would have worked if Carmen actually had it in her to be green with jealousy. Well, metaphorically greener than she already is. You get what I mean. In addition to that, Masami had to go all love crazy and powerful, refusing to let Alan out of their pretend relationship.
Alan is mine!
Please, Masami!
He loves me!
Can I?
You're mine!
Damn, girl. That's some crazy looking Storm vibes from X-Men. I sure as hell wouldn't want to come in between her and Alan at this point. Something tells me being a miniature boyfriend-stealing tornado isn't all she's capable of.
Masami, look into your heart! Okay, Gumball.
Ouch! I'm surprised she even survived that. Oh, good luck, Gumball. Anywho, the kids somehow managed to resolve everything. Carmen and Alan went back to their boring, perfect relationship, and everyone lived happily ever after. Then there's the delightful scene where someone threatened to hunt Gumball down. Yep, you heard right. Hunt. If you think I'm kidding, go on, see for yourself.
I have a very specific set of skills. If you never call my daughter again, will be the end of it. But if you do, I will build a house around you with no doors.
Yeah, a house with no doors might sound silly, but that's downright false imprisonment. And worse, it's to a child. Funny as it was, some networks didn't quite approve of it, so it was tossed in the scrap bin. As for why Miss Fitzgerald threatened Gumball like that, you'd wonder, did he find out about Gumball crushing on his daughter since like forever? Nope, it was just something incredibly trivial.
Hey, can I speak to Penny,
Please. This better be a joke.
No, wait, I don't think you understand.
You think you've got a scary voice? This is a scary voice.
And that was how things escalated to the point of threatening to hunt down a kid. And besides, the whole voice thing wasn't even Gumball's fault. The poor kid was just going through puberty. I mean, you guys know how it is. You grow hair in odd places, and your voice starts to change, stuff like that. And you know what's even funnier? Gumball ended up bumping into Mr. Fitzgerald later that day, and it did not go well.
Gumball, where have you been?
Are you giving my daughter some kind of weird silent treatment?
I have a very specific set of...
Wow, for a kid that should be scared for his life, Gumball certainly pulled a bold move silencing Mr. Fitzgerald like that. Although, I suppose the threat loses its scare factor the more times you hear it. And y'all will be happy to know that Mr. Fitzgerald did not carry out said threat in the end. Moving on, the next deleted scene involves a cute puppy face staring competition between Gumball and Anais. Now, I know what you're gonna say. What in God's name would make a cute staring contest worth deleting? I thought so too. But first, let's see the scene in question.
Fine.
Aww, who could ever say no to a face like that? In fact, Gumball was so smitten by Anais' cute puppy dog face that in the original cut he says, "Damn, you're cute," which begs the question, what in hell was wrong with Gumball saying that? Well, the way I see it, either the producers were being nitpicky for no reason at all, or they were concerned that a brother staring deeply into his little sister's eyes and calling her cute might be a tad bit worrisome. Yep, that's it. Not exactly the word I was gunning for, but it'll keep this channel from getting demonetized. As for what prompted the controversial cute stare down in the first place, I believe it had something to do with Anais losing her doll to someone you do not want to mess with.
Sweet dreams. Excuse me, m'lady, but it's safe.
You know, it's still hard for me to wrap my head around the fact that a freaking T-Rex is also a student. I sure as hell don't want to see what her parents are like. Be that as it may, Anais certainly didn't want to trifle with Tina Rex, so her only option was using the puppy face on Gumball, hence their puppy face stare-off.
Because you were the one who lost it in the first place.
She's a giant T-Rex. I'm just a little boy. I don't want to get my face pounded to a pulp.
But you are my big brother.
Aww, with a puppy face like that, I'd have charged straight to Tina's house to show her who's boss. And that's exactly what the kids did, except without the charging part, nor the show her who's boss part. Basically, they snuck into her house like little thieves and stole back Anais' doll. The only issue was escaping the creepy junkyard lair with a large T-Rex chasing them.
Keep absolutely still. Her vision is based on movement.
That only works in movies.
Huh. I didn't know it was that easy to defeat a T-Rex. That means those mooks in Jurassic Park were just running around scared for nothing. This is why I don't trust movies. Now, if there's one thing everyone had in common growing up, it's having a bully in school. You either had that, or you were the bully. Sadly, in the episode The Pest, cute little Anais is going through the same problem, which I kind of find odd, because I've seen the way that girl fights, and there's nothing cute about it. Yikes! How the hell is she not the bully? Either way, Gumball and Darwin tried to help her with her bully problem by trying all sorts of non-violent solutions, some of which did more harm than good.
I am entering a state of calm. Go on, try me. I cannot be affected.
Yeah, if entering a state of inner peace was the solution to bullying, I'm pretty sure the bully would just use you as a willing punching bag. Nevertheless, when that plan was struck out, the kids had no choice but to report to a teacher. Damn narcs.
Very well.
He doesn't like me.
There must be something in this rulebook for when people don't like you. No? Maybe one about to be shielded from the real world.
Yep, that's what I thought. Everyone knows better than to ask Miss Simeon for help in this kind of situation. I mean, she's basically a bully herself. And when she's not bullying her students, she's scarring them mentally in the worst way possible.
You want to see horrible? Bashed on the head with a rock by two Homo erectus parents. Got chased out of the tribe for trying to integrate the wheel into the curriculum. His arrival, I fell over on a wet floor. The timing was just going Salem, 1692, witch hunt.
Yeah, that is definitely not something a teacher should do. Flashing your own students is a big no-no. No wonder this scene was deleted in a few countries. And it didn't even help with Anais' bully problem. Which, speaking of, there was just one more thing left to do. Confront the bully.
That's it! Nobody talks to my sister like that.
We shall duel at noon in the schoolyard.
Let's do this!
Ah, old school medieval. I like it. It's nice to see that chivalry isn't dead. Or so you think.
Now, get ready.
What a scaredy cat. Which is even funnier because he is a cat. Like, how difficult could it be to fight a jelly bean, for crying out loud? But credit where credit is due. That scaredy cat did find out why the bully always went after Anais. Turns out it was the whole cliche situation where guy likes girl doesn't like him back, so guy uses sarcasm and meanness to cover up his sorrows. Too bad Anais wasn't a big fan of cliches.
Of course, it would be my...
Now, that's how you take care of bullies. It's like my uncle Jackie Chan always says, nothing beats a flying kick when dealing with bullies. Respect the elderly. That's something I've always been taught as a kid. Apparently, Gumball and Darwin were taught the same thing. Except, their idea of respect was a bit finicky.
Senior citizen.
I'm associated. Look at me. We get what we want. No negotiated. In your games. No time for playing.
You gotta admit, kids' imaginations are always the wildest. And leave it to Gumball and Darwin to take it too far. I suppose step one of doing that was imagining the elderly trio were part of a badass crew. Step two would be trying to join said crew by doing something silly.
Okay. For a better street effect, I'll try to wear my pants low. Is it working? I kind of feel like a toddler.
Oh, bless his innocent heart. Gumball wouldn't last a minute on the real streets. Still, the boys made it into the elderly crew. And by made it, I mean the elders just wanted a couple of brats they could talk to every now and then. Anyway, with the boys now part of the crew, there was just the matter of fitting in left. Everyone knows that when you join a crew, you gotta match the drip, fly their colors, and stuff like that. But with the elderly, it's, more of a complicated process.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. What's a mini slot that full fat milk and a toy? Stop!
Awesome! Now we need a swag-tastic limp.
Or maybe a coffin, just saying. Either way, joining the crew was all fun and games, until the elders gave them their first assignment.
Maybe you could help me with something. There's a guy by the name of Louie. He decided he couldn't take the heat anymore and left the crew. Send him a message.
Yep. That's the one step in joining a crew that most people tend to forget. The initiation test of whacking a guy in cold blood. Meh, I'm just kidding. There's no way the writers of the show would actually make little kids whack an old guy. The message the elderly guy was talking about was in fact just that, a message, by text. And maybe Gumball and Darwin would have realized this if they hadn't jumped headfirst into a pool of conclusion. Basically, these kids had let their imaginations run so wild that they actually called the police on the elderly crew.
Prison? We just wanted them to stop.
Damn, this show's police do not play around. Apparently, the taser of justice does not discriminate against age. But I get the feeling that a lot of countries wouldn't appreciate such a display of police brutality. Totally makes sense why the scene was cut in some places. Well, that wraps up all the crazy deleted scenes from the amazing world of Gumball. I gotta say, it was an amazing ride, but I bet I've got something much better. Just click on the screen and see for yourself. Bye-bye.